Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a bit different as compared to the previous ones. So in my first year I interned at BlueStacks and Coding Blocks, and I will definitely share all the details and experience with you in this video. But before that there is something that I felt needs to be addressed, and I'll just share my thoughts on this topic. Some of you might agree, some of you might not, but these are just my personal views. So what I have noticed is that people are really stressed out and concerned about companies, internships and placements nowadays. Now, if you're in your third year sitting for internships or placements, the stress might be justified, though I still feel that there's absolutely no point in use of taking stress. But a second or a first year student getting worried about this is not at all justified. And I think people have started portraying this whole placement thing as a race. I mean, they're using the same concept of carrot race which they used for JE, that they pretend that this is the most important thing, and once you get placed, life would be sorted, and just go for it. I mean, people have sidelined learning, and now their focus is to get placed. I'm being very honest here, guys. You have given one of the toughest exams, that is JEE, and entered your college. You all have all the right to take a deep breath. Many of you might be still worried that you didn't get a college of your choice. Let me be very clear that with enough hard work and dedication, each one of us have a good chance of capitalizing on the limited resources and opportunities that we have, and reach great heights and do some good things in our career. And also shift your focus from placements or internships to learning. Good placements are just a byproduct of learning. Your skills and knowledge will take you much further in your career than just studying one time for getting placed in a good company. And people, I've heard this too often, that people say that in software engineering there's high supply and lower demand. But from what I have seen, I can say that the demand and supply for a good engineer is really balanced out there. And good is a keyword here. And there are literally thousands of companies out there waiting to hire good engineers. So don't be stressed and focus on learning, because I mean, learning is going to take you a long way ahead. I spent my first year having fun and experiencing different things. My friends and I tried a lot of new things, and most of the first year went in enjoying. And also this is the general consensus that after you enter college, the first year passes really quickly. Like you don't even realize in the next moment you are in your second year. But apart from all the fun, like I always loved programming, so I used to find time here and there and practice on Code Chef and Code Forces. I was fairly irregular, but I just did it whenever I felt like it. So competitive programming kind of became a hobby, and I just used to practice for fun. And as I practiced, I learned a lot of new things. Then during my first year, I got TA-ship at Coding Blocks, and post that I interned at BlueStacks after the final exams of the first year. But to be very honest, there were really few people who interned after first year. Usually people try after second year, and that number is also fairly low. And third year, it is compulsory in our college to do an internship. So that's the time most of the people try to get an internship. Also, guys, I can't stress enough that it is never too late. And even if you haven't learned anything in your first year or second year, still you have a fair shot, given that you put in all the extra effort and slog for hours to cover on what you have missed. Like, for instance, one of my smartest friends was never into this job and all. So he tried a bunch of different things. And during college, like he even tried pure sciences, and he was studying computer science and trying that field. But then towards the second half of the third year, he realized that even he wants to do a job in computer. He wants to also work as a software developer. Now, during that time, most internship companies had already visited the campus and hired people. So he got an intern with a startup, but then he did all his hard work, he slogged, and finally got placed at Google in the final year. So, I mean, as I said above, it's never too late, and where there's a will, there's a way. And this example completely justifies that. So, guys, don't stress, don't lose your focus. grow, expand your skill set, and enjoy the process. Like, don't stress out, enjoy the process, have fun, because college is uh, one of the best experiences in life, I can say that. So that was all the gyan from my side. Now moving on to the internship experience in first year. So our college started in August, and then in December I became a TA in coding blocks. Like, in my time, coding blocks was really new. Probably it started that year only. So there were very few courses, and they took very few people for TA back then. My motivation was that I'll get to do their course and also get a stipend for doing the course. So it seemed a really good deal, and plus I had nothing better to do in winter vacations. So I became a TA with Sumit Malik Bhaiya, and during the TA, I can say I became his fan, and he's probably one of the best, or maybe the best teacher I've seen till date. And it's not just me; everyone who has attended his class have the exact same opinion. Sumit Bhaiya now runs his own institute, Pep Coding. So it was a really good experience in all. Like, I got to learn a lot of new things. And as a TA, my job was to help students clear their doubts, explain them some questions, and maybe sometimes take a session on topics they are finding difficult. And I did not and the other advantage of becoming a TA was that in first year I did not actually have anything to write in my resume. So when I was sending my resume for BlueStacks, I mentioned my TA experience, and I think that really helped because uh, someone doing something outside college in the first few months of college itself, I think that was helpful for me. And after that, I think I removed it from my resume, or maybe after second year. I don't exactly remember now. And on how I got this TA, I just informally approached people. And as I said, coding blocks was fairly new back then, so it was easier to approach people. And I just asked them to give me a chance. Now, after coding blocks, I interned at BlueStacks during my summer break after second semester. This was a proper corporate internship as a software engineer. The first thing I did was to approach someone from the company. I told them that I do not have a lot of experience as I am in my first year, but I have good knowledge of data structures and algorithms, object oriented programming, DBMS, etc. I knew these things as I had computer science as my additional subject in 11th and 12th, and they taught object oriented programming and DBMS. And DSA I learned over time by practicing on CodeChef and Codeforces. So as I said, self-paced learning goes a long way. I requested the guy to give me a chance to interview, and I even offered to work without stipend as well. Now they gave me the interviews as well as offered the same stipend they offer to a third year student, which was really amazing. Because some people say that never work for free, like never, and even at worst, at least take enough money to cover your travel expenses. But to be very honest, even now I can say that I would have accepted that offer for no stipend, because I was just in my first year and I did not have the required experience, but they still gave me a chance. And the experience I gained working in a full blown company on the production systems was really invaluable. My project was completely based on Python. I had to create a complete automated system for using Facebook's graph and marketing APIs. Now, when I said the experience was invaluable, it was because I got to learn about APIs, Python libraries used for web scraping, sending HTTP requests, and computer vision. For the first time, I actually used Git for collaborating. And then, since the project had to be deployed on cloud, I got to work on Google App Engine. So, I mean, it was impossible for me to learn all these things by myself. Then, obviously, I got to attend office parties, play table tennis, and eat great food every day. So, in all, it was a really holistic experience for me. And on the interview process, one interview and online test was completely based on data structure and algorithm. The other interview was completely based on object oriented programming. And I think they intentionally did not ask very hard questions considering I was just in my first year. Now, my key takeaways were that never be afraid to reach out to people thinking that you're not good enough. Because there's always a chance that you're just undermining yourself and your skill set matches their requirement. So don't reject uh, I mean, don't miss out on chances. At worst, they'll not select you. So that is as good as not applying. So don't be afraid. Just go ahead and try, give your best. Secondly, I learned that even if little, try to learn something every now and then. It really helps. And in my example, also like that, learning or doing competitive programming as a hobby really helped me. And third, internships are really instrumental in growing your skill set and giving you a glimpse of the corporate world, which is very, very different from academia. Yeah. So this summarizes my internship experience in first year, and also my gyan for today. If you have any doubts or any queries, just mention in the comment section, and as always, I'll try to reply to all of them. Stay safe, guys, and keep learning.